Hello everyone, Charles from the Bible Unbound, and today we're going to take a look at an excellent Bible from the Lockman Foundation. This is the Beauty of Scripture Journaling Bible. So as always on our channel, we ask you to like, comment, subscribe. Let us know if you like the materials we're doing, because all your support helps us bring more of this material to you guys so that we can show you these excellent Bibles and other study materials. So today we're going to take a look at the Lockman Foundation's Beauty of Scripture Journaling Bible. And I got to tell you right off the bat, I do love the color on this. So this is their leather, they're calling it leather text. Is their version of the synthetic leather, and it has a really nice texture on it that you might be able to see in the overhead. And I love the color, this purple color. This is kind of nice. So, colored Bibles are actually starting to grow on me a little bit more, and this is an excellent Bible for that. I mean, this color design, you'll notice this once I get into the Bible. This is the color design for the journaling section on the sides. So this Bible on the spine, it has the Holy Bible, New American Standard Bible, the Beauty of Scripture, and this nice inlay here with the Lockman Foundation logo on the bottom. Comes with two ribbons, these really nice. I love this purple. Look at that purple on that ribbon, and they're so thick too. Kind of like that a lot. They've been having some really good ribbons on Lockman's Bibles recently. It's very nice. So as we take a look at it, this is perimeter stitched all the way around. This really nice tooled in design, which you'll see when I open it up. It looks really nice. And these ribbons, you didn't actually get a good view of that, but that purple just jumps out. I like that. And this silver edging all the way around, pretty sharp. And when I opened it up, I was really impressed because Lockman's quality has been getting really good lately, and you'll see it here. So this is a vinyl end sheet. Now what this is going to do is going to protect your inside cover here, because even though it's pasted in, this vinyl sheet is going to protect it and keep this from tearing. So a lot of the paper ones I have, my biggest issue is it tears here really easily, and you'll get tearing along the edges. And since this is a vinyl sheet, it's going to be a little bit more stronger. I do like that. So you go to your presentation page, and some nice features here is a marriage section, a husband's family tree and wife's family tree, as well as births, deaths. So this is basically more of a family Bible that you're expected to last for quite a while. It goes into the New American Standard Bible, 2020 text, Beauty of Scripture logo, books of the Bible with their page numbers, Old and New Testament. It goes into the forward. Now, you hear me say this on every Bible. Read that preface at least one time so you get a better idea of any special notations or any special features that the Bible has. So general explanation format. So the abbreviation, special markings. And we get into the New Testament itself. So as you get into Genesis itself, this is a really nice single column with a nice edge on the side for the journaling section. Now this coloring, this gold and regular black, is throughout the entire Bible itself. And I really like the fact that all the verse numbers are in that gold as well, so that the verse numbers, while visible, they actually kind of go into the background as you're reading, so it doesn't really distract from your text. It turns it almost into a reader's Bible, but I really like how it's there, but it's not really in your face and kind of in the way. Now there's limited textual footnotes. Now there are some textual footnotes on the bottom, but it's typically the chapter and verse numbers, the top headings, page numbers on the bottom and the center, and these two sides that are like 1.5 inches journaling section with this really nice, beautiful design that is on every page. So this design goes through the entire Bible itself. The text is really, really readable, and it's line matched, which makes it so much better. And unlike a lot of the journaling Bibles out there, most of the journaling Bibles that I've seen and I've used have a yellower tint to it. Now that is supposed to help your reading and help keep your eyes from getting too fatigued. So this is a normal kind of white, slightly off-white paper, which you may not be able to tell from this lighting, but it's basically like your normal Bible paper white, which should lend really well to writing in. And the paper, it's a nice, fairly thick paper. Does it say the GSMs on the paper itself? No, but it kind of feels like their normal paper. It's really clean. I do like that the single column format on here. It makes it easier when you're doing notes, because on a dual column, if you only have an outside edge for your journaling, it can be kind of hard to put your notes for the other column. Now there is a nice generous letting on the inside here where this gutter is, but and you'll even notice, I just noticed this too, how well it's laying flat, because I go here to not even past the forward and it's perfectly laying flat. This is a nice feature in a journaling Bible. Paper feels really good. Not a whole lot of other bells and whistles. The show through, there is some there, but because it's line matched, it blends really well. I do like that. Let's jump ahead into a poetic section. So you see it, some of it in Job, where you actually have even more space, because you'll have more room in the gutters and you'll have a little bit more room on the sides just because of the way the poetic section lays out. Same thing in the Psalms. It does actually have another feature that I like, especially in a single column volume, is in the Psalms, it actually has the paragraph spacing. So unlike some Bibles that actually the Psalms and Proverbs don't have any spacing between them, but they only have pilcrows to let you know that that's where a paragraph ends, this helps kind of keep those thoughts and pattern together. It's really nice. So you see a little bit more when you get into a book like Ecclesiastes, where you have a blended poetic section and regular section. Now while the show through is there, you're seeing a lot more of it on the camera than you are here, and I'm really impressed with this. This is pretty good quality on there. I really like that. And in here, in Isaiah, where you've got a poetic section and a standard text behind it, you can really see where the show through is. And I think you'll have show through, might have show through issues depending on what type of material you use for your journaling. Something like this with thin Bible paper, if you really use a heavier, I wouldn't necessarily recommend using a ballpoint ink, but some of the gel pens can actually put a little bit more on there than you expect it to. That's the way things like the Pigma Microns or even the Mr. Pen sort of fine liners are really good for that. I've been using some of their like 0.35 journaling, which has a really thin line, which helps. But with those really fine tips, you can actually tear your paper if you're not gentle while you're writing. And this is really beautiful, like sections of Isaiah, when you're seeing where you've got the poetic section and the standard text. It just flows so nice. I'm really liking the gold on here. That is a good choice for that gold coloring. Now, when you get a book like Habakkuk that is actually poetic, it looks really nice. Now, I've been liking the way that Lockman has been doing their formatting for their poetic sections and mixed, like Zephaniah and Habakkuk. I mean, you normally don't notice it. In most Bibles, you can't really tell it. This is like a poetic section through like Nahum. And it really helps you understand that is slightly different than your normal text. So it helps lend, more to the immersion of the reading. So as we get into the New Testament, you'll see that this is a black letter version. And one of the main reasons why I do suggest reading that preface at least one time when you're going through a new version or a new Bible in general is some of the formatting hints that help your readability later. Like in the New Testament, the NASB does something to let you know that this is a direct Old Testament reference. So in a section here, where you see what's called small caps, where each of the lettering in here is all caps, that lets you know that is an Old Testament reference. Certain other translations will actually bold the text. Some will italicize it to let you know that this is something that is kind of important, and it leads you to know that this is a direct reference. So as you get toward the end, since this is a journaling Bible, there isn't a lot of extras in the back. So after Revelation, there is at least one sheet of blank paper that you can use for other notes here. And they have their maps in the back, which is a white, not quite cardstock, more of a magazine sort of paper. Really crisp, really good printing on the maps. It's really, really nice. And you've got your paste-in sheet. This looks nice. This looks like it's a nice one sheet here. Pretty nice. I like that stitching all the way around. The turn-ins are really nice. So all in all, I really do like the construction of it. This feels really good. It's more like the traditional leather touches for their leather text option. Some of them are a little different. One of the ones I've had, it actually has a slightly different texture to it. This feels more like a traditional of the synthetic leathers. I like the tooling and design on here. I really like the color. It's really nice. It offsets that silver pretty good. So with that, we're going to bring this video to an end. As always, we ask you to like, comment, subscribe. Any of your interactions you have helps us grow our channel, and we help to bring more of these things to you and hope that we can bring more materials like this to help edify your reading experience and your studies. So until the next video, I hope that you have a good day, night, evening, wherever you are. We hope to see you soon.